Hello and welcome to this quick, short and sweet video about UTXO, which is a kind of an essential concept to understand how Bitcoin functions. The UTXO stands for Unspent Transaction Output, and simply put, it is an amount available for spending by its rightful owner. Now let's go through the life cycle of a UTXO. So a transaction is nothing but a process of consuming some UTXOs and creating some new ones. So for example, if you have 4 inputs, these are the UTXOs that will be consumed and would not exist after the transaction. And if we have 3 outputs, then these are the UTXOs that are created that did not exist before this transaction. UTXO is a collection or group or bundle of sats, and it's a single-use entity. They get destroyed when used. However, the sats in the UTXO maintain their ownership history right from their origin, that is, from the time that they were mined. UTXO analogy, where we will try to draw a parallel from the real world how UTXO operates. I'm going to say that think of UTXO like gold nuggets, where you have nuggets of different sizes and your total balance is a sum of all the weights of all the nuggets you have, which in this case is 90 grams. And whenever you want to pay or transact using one of the nuggets, you have to give it away, and that gets melted, that gets destroyed, and a new nugget is formed. And when you transact, you also reveal the nugget that you provided for the transaction, but not your total balance. However, the history of the gold in those nuggets can be traced going back to the time when it was mined. And you also lose a small amount of gold every time you use a nugget. And if you use multiple nuggets, you lose more gold. UTXO privacy. UTXO model enhances privacy by exposing only the UTXO and not the total balance of the user. However, the entire history of the UTXOs is publicly available. That is, which UTXOs got consumed to create a UTXO can be traced using a block explorer. Hence, care needs to be taken to keep a track of the UTXOs from different sources and not mix them up to avoid privacy leaks. This is a detailed subject and can be done with proper UTXO management. UTXO fees. Let's see how UTXO model affects the fees in a transaction. Basically, the rule is very simple. More the number of UTXOs, more the fees. Hence the concept of UTXO consolidation, which is an idea that in future the fees may increase and it would be prudent to consolidate your UTXOs, your smaller UTXOs, to form fewer bigger UTXOs, so that in future when you want to spend, you will have to use fewer UTXOs. So it is generally suggested that if you have many UTXOs, many small size UTXOs, you should probably merge them at a time when the fees is not that high, which would avoid paying a higher fees in the future. And finally, summary. Do not mix, try to keep your UTXOs separate as much as you can. If you have different sources of UTXOs, like besides buying it from an exchange, you also got some Bitcoins through some work that you did or through some mining, then you should probably keep them separate and never mix those two types of UTXOs. Consolidate UTXOs as per your comfort and stack size. Now, this is a debatable topic, and there are many opinions about how to consolidate, what is the right size. But to understand it basically, it's a trade-off between privacy and potential high future fees. You see, if you have a very big UTXO, then whenever you do a transaction with that UTXO, you are revealing your stack in a way. So it's not it's not advisable to have a very large UTXO. But at the same time, too many UTXOs of very small size are bound to end up costing you a lot in fees. And while there is no one size fits all answer to this, but generally a million sats or more is a decent size of a UTXO that people recommend. And use a wallet like Sparrow to label your UTXOs for future reference, like when you withdraw it from an exchange or send it to your own wallets. You can label them using a wallet like Sparrow. And there are many wallets, I know about Sparrow for sure, which allow coin control, which is just a mechanism to enable to let you choose which UTXOs you want to use for a particular transaction. So UTXOs is a basic concept. It's very easy once understood, and it seems complicated, but it's a wonderful topic. And I hope you learned something. Do let me know what your thoughts are on UTXO, or if any questions that you have. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you for watching. Take care.